What's up, everybody? How we doing today? I missed you guys. It feels so good to be back and at it here for another show. After missing Monday and Tuesday this week, I am ripping and ready to go. Shout out to all of you guys hanging out with me today, especially all of you guys here early for the roll call, the pre-show, if you will. Let's go ahead and say hi to our friends before we officially start this show. At the top of the 4 o'clock hour, like usual, take a look over on D Live first in the mosh pit, see who's out there. A few of you guys chatting already. We got Truth Teller 101, our friend Q-Boys, Lino Vincent, Lucy Anders, Cushion On, and Biden Sucks Stuff over on D Live. What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday to you all. Shout out to my Rumblers. Also, hit that thumbs up button for us over there. Liberty's Great Awakening. Great to see us, Spiky, and Leo Slayer out there as well. What's up, guys? Joe Elaine, thank you for modding the chats as always. You're the best. Shout out to the Twitter, Odyssey, Cloud Hub users out there. We don't really interact individually with you all, but I do appreciate your viewership. Of course, we are in the comfy bunker, pill.net, the only place to watch the second half of these broadcasts. We are exclusive with pill.net in the second half of the show. So those of you guys watching in other places, make sure you pop on over, make your account, find the channel 412 Productions, and hopefully you'll be able to jump over and say hello when we do go exclusive to Pilled. Let's see who's all in the comfy bunker today. I see Scott, Woke Societies was in there first. Scott, always a pleasure, buddy. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday. Curious One, Lyle and Jenny out there. What's up, guys? I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday also. Lance, Lightspear, good to see you. Trump Red Pill in the house as well. Truth Teller 101, double dipping. Floyd, Due Diligence, good to see you, brother. Kane Chris in the house. What's up, Chris? Let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit. Of course, Joe Lane keeping this chat nice and comfy as well. Thank you, Joe. D. Richard, what's up, D? How are you? Patriot 714, great to see you. Let's see. Gotta scroll for a while. Esther G13 says, welcome back. Merry Christmas to you as well. Good to see you, Esther. Let's see. Floyd with a whatever kind of cookie you want. Cookie. I want one of Rise Attire's Pepe cookies. That's what I want. Those things are so fire. I've got one left. I've got one left. I've been so hesitant to eat it because once it's gone, they're gone. And they were so freaking good. If you guys haven't tried Maxinon's cookies, holy smokes, are they fantastic. So big shout out to Rise Attire and Maxinon for sending those over. Season Pixels, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Guys, if you haven't checked out the breakdown at 6:30 p.m. here on Pilled, you are missing out. Pixels does an amazing job covering ridiculous amounts of news every day. Space Cookie, what's going on? Good to see you. R. Harrell in the house as well. We got Pat McFly, Barb Robbins out there. What's up, guys? Good to see you all. Frodo, what's up, Frodo? Checking in from down under. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Hope you're well. Spikey's double dipping. Laura Y is repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. How you doing? 2A Freedom Rider also repping the 412. Let's go, 2A. Patriot Corpse, Cali Patriot 14, Thirst for Knowledge, Norm, Hang 10, Alien Surfer. What's up, man? Darth Q369 dropping a can. Cheers, my friend. Merry Christmas to you as well. Roy Stones and Bones. How are things over on the West Coast, my friend? Hope all is well. Let's see. Q Hio 17. What's up, Q Hio? Snow Bunny 68. Welcome. Hey, Scott, hooking us up with a can. Thank you, Woke. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, bud. It's good to see you. Dangleberry, what's up, Dangle? How are you? Eyes wide open. Good to see you. Acrylic painter looking fan cactus. Good to see you as well. We got facts, not fear. And eyes wide open. Cheers. Thank you so much for the can. Got some pre-show love coming in with the gold pills. Very much appreciated, you guys. M1911 Zoom in the house. Eagle Freedom, welcome. Tweety 52, Wood Geek, Our 4 Cents. What's up, Cap? How you doing, man? Mama's always right. Don Ritchie 17, Pip's mom checking in from abroad across the pond over in Wales, UK. Shout out to all of our viewers watching outside of the United States. Appreciate all of you guys. Love seeing the reach of the broadcast. Outlaw Woman, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see. Mad Joker, Sergeant Peterson in the house, as Drunk Pinata sent me. So that means he should be popping into the panel any minute. Sean Joe, thank you for the cookie. Amos in the house. What's up, Amos? Liana Wilbert. What's up, Liana? Good to see you. Trump Red Pill 1, CK Whitehorse 180, Too Quick, Mix Picks, Biatch, Idaho Vet. What's up, guys? Ohio Kimmy, thank you so much for the cookie. I really appreciate it. What's up, Filter Dog? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Lurking 24/7 or 247. Well, I'm glad you popped in the chat for a second. Took a break from lurking to say hello. Ghost Pepper, what's up, man? Sean Joe in the house. We got Spirit 54. Have I said hi to Sergeant Peterson yet? I don't believe I have. What's up, Sarge? Jeff Den, Jen Barrier out there as well. Martin 1776. And Zorton PR dropping a cookie. This is 412. Thank you, Zorton, for the cookie. Appreciate it. Born Deplorable. How are you? Dread Quarters, and there's Packers 412. So we had Jenny checking in earlier. There's Lyle. You guys are the best. I absolutely love you guys. Brian 1871, Draws 64, Cycle Chris out there. We got Ronnie B checking in. 17, Eric 17, General Samuel Fields out there as well. What's up, Tom Ford? How you doing, man? He's over in New Jersey hanging out with us today. Love to see it. 123 SKG. How are you? Thank you for the can. Cheers, brother. All right. Well, I think that's as many as we're getting. Reason 8.432. Good to see you out there. All right. I guess it's time to play the intro. Nezzer Cat checking in from Wyoming. What's up, Nezzer? Always good to see you. KB in WV, welcome. Jonathan 121878. Good to see you. And did I say hi to Silebor yet? I don't think so. What's up, Silebor? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Much love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all so much being here, hanging out after a few days off. What's up, DCM17? I see it out there. All right. I'm 2 minutes late. Let's get this going. We'll be right back.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult Hero is the power that's controlling the fight. With all the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhymes for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sights? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're homeless and advised to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful. Then you're gone. But not us. We're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adult Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adult Nero.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I missed you all so much the last couple of days. I hate missing a show, especially 2 shows in a row like we did this week, but there is just no getting around it. I had just so much going on with work, holiday parties, and just things that I had to go and deal with. So it just was not possible to get on here and do any kind of a broadcast. We are back and at it. We'll be full speed for the rest of the week. Next week is going to be touch and go. So obviously Christmas is on Monday. We're not going to be doing a show on Monday. I'm traveling on Saturday, so no show Saturday. So Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday, I am 100% out. Wednesday is a 50-50 proposition next week, the 27th. I'll be coming back from Buffalo on the 27th. I don't know what time I'm going to get home, and I don't know what level of energy I'm going to have to do a broadcast. So Wednesday, the 27th is in the air. We will 100% be doing a Taking It Back on Thursday. I talked to Zach. He said he's in. Frank, I'm not 100% sure about, but I'll check in with him and see what he's feeling. But Zach and I will definitely be doing a show on the 28th of December. And then that Friday, the 29th, we'll absolutely be doing a show as well. And I'm going to go ahead as of right now and plan on doing the Saturday morning chat that weekend on the 30th. But just to reiterate, guys, just so we're on the same page, no Saturday morning chat this week. I will be traveling. And then Monday and Tuesday next week, 0% chance of a broadcast on Christmas or the day after. On Wednesday, the 27th, I'm saying 50-50. My heart is there. I want to do it. But again, when I'm up with family in Buffalo, I'm often never in a hurry to leave. And if I decide I want to stay for lunch or stay for dinner that night, or, just am exhausted from the travel, and we always stay up very late, and just the trip, I may not be up for it on Wednesday. So just kind of tune in or check the social media accounts. I'll make an announcement at some point on Wednesday, the 27th. And then from there on, we should be pretty much back to normal. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't do a show on New Year's Day, or any other day that next week. So I think after we get past this next week, everything should go back pretty much to normal for a while. I don't foresee much getting in our way. So with that, let's go ahead and introduce my panel, my OG crew, Drunk Pinata and Tennessee Homesteader. TN, happy Wednesday, man. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Hey, sorry, I had to mute the stream. Yeah, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, halfway through, although it feels like we're just kind of getting started because we haven't been here. But I'm glad you're here, and lots to break down and talk about today, TN. Lots of bullshit going on.
Yep.
Very good. And then of course, Drunk Pinata riding shotgun with us as well. Pinata, happy Wednesday, bud. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I don't know what you guys have been talking about.
I'm doing fine. I'm in very good. Aside from missing 2 shows this week, which always bums me out, I'm in good spirits today. How was your show?
What did I call it? Beating a dead horse, reviving it, and then killing it again. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
So I'm guessing that's a big focus of conversation in the mainstream is the Colorado news that came out yesterday.
Yeah, and I actually read through their bullshit opinion, which essentially they might as well just the people at Just Security and crew, the people who actually brought the lawsuit and the lawyers responsible for it, may have just written the opinion themselves. I mean, clearly all the language was there. It was written not as a matter of law, but as a matter of feeling. You could see it was just oozing just emotional damage throughout the whole thing. That was it. There was, and the amount of work that ellipses were doing in that thing, holy shit. It was like trying to string together things really far apart and trying to craft a paragraph. I'm shit you not, some of these paragraphs have like 5 ellipses in them just to create one paragraph of like a multiple line sentence. It's just ridiculous, the type of things that they did not consider. The things are like, no, it's just this because we feel like it. So, but as a matter of law, a lot of the dissenters that they typically are on CNN, I haven't seen any dissent on MSNBC yet. We wouldn't see that really. They're like, this is short-lived and the Supreme Court's going to overturn it 9-0.
They said it on CNN?
Yeah.
So we're going to get into this here, obviously, in great detail on the other side. So maybe we'll just do the sponsors here. Let's take care of the sponsors, and we'll jump into this. I'm sure you have some media. I have some articles. We'll tackle this in all its glory on the other side of the sponsors rather than break it up, because this is going to be a huge topic of conversation today. So let's go ahead and do that. First is Integral Networks, integralnetworks.com. This is an amazing company up in the Northwest. They serve the entire United States. What do? They're a third-party IT provider. They help businesses of all sizes and setups save time, effort, and money on their IT systems using services like their Integral Secure Workspace, allowing you, the administrator, to basically set up a virtual work environment for your users to log in and access with their devices rather than work directly on their own local machines. Why would you do this? One, it allows you to control software and applications, keep everything up to date, make sure everyone's using the proper tools. And also, more importantly, it keeps your data, your company data safe. If it only lives on the server and your users are logging in to access it rather than carrying that data around on their local hard drives, it creates many less points of failure in the system. So it's way less opportunity for your data to go someplace it's not supposed to. They do a lot of other great things too, like data backup and recovery, cybersecurity. If you need Cisco devices installed for your commercial network, they help walk you through that as well. Basically anything a help desk would do in an office setting, these guys handle it, and they handle it very, very well and efficiently. They're America First. They'd love to hear from you. The number is 916-626-4000, or you can go visit them at integralnetworks.com. Either way, let them know that 412 sent you. And then also we have Diamond Soap Co. DiamondSoapCo.com is a wonderful America First company run by our friends Harold and Laura, who are Air Force Intel vets. They are married over 30 years, so it's a family and veteran-owned and operated business. They make all of their soaps and body butters handmade here in the United States using organic, all-natural ingredients. Super cool, super high-quality product. Made the right way, made by the kind of people you love to support in this community. You talk about the parallel economy. This is a great way to pull a few bucks out of the pockets of a Procter and Gamble or a Johnson and Johnson and support a mom and pop shop, an America First business like Diamond Soap Co. These soaps smell great. They're wonderful in quality. The body butter is really great too. I've been using it ever since I've had to turn the heat on with great success. The scents are incredible. We talk about the Bonfire and the Kentucky Bourbon, which is currently sold out, by the way, because you guys have been just buying all this stuff up, are amazing. There's a lot of other scents too that I love, like the Cedar Amber, the beach vibes I get from the Island Escape are fantastic. The Sweet Almond has a warm, cozy aroma to it. The green tea cucumber is so bright and fresh and energizing. It's really, really wonderful. Frankincense and myrrh is really nice too. That one was inspired by our friend out in chat, Lance. What's up, Lance? Classic clean is exactly what you think it is. It's really great. There's more too. If you go to the hand soap section here, you'll see a bunch of other options as well. Some floral scents like lavender and rose, night violet, a little something for everybody here. You could build a gift basket. You could get individual soaps and cans of body butter. They make great gifts. It's probably too late to get any Christmas orders in at this point, but still, if you want to hook up a friend or family member, these are great little gifts to give. Get yourself a t-shirt, rep the brand, men and women's t-shirts, a hoodie. All this stuff is available for 17% off using promo code 412. Promo code 412 for 17% off your order here at diamondsoapco.com. So go flood the website, overwhelm them with orders. You guys have been absolutely crushing it with Diamond Soap Co. And I really appreciate that. Our other sponsor and our final sponsor, and we have 3 today because I missed a couple of shows, is Earth Garden Botanicals, and they've got a new product that Jolene just sent to me, actually. It is the pine needle extract. The pine needle extract. She sent me a little blurb about it. Says, "Hi, Adel. We have our new product launched on the website, white pine needle extract, which contains strain and shikimic acid, high vitamin C and minerals for helping one's body detox, spike proteins, and shield for our immune system." TN Homesteader gets a major shout out. This was his idea. And apparently many of you have already found this on the website and have ordered it. So you'll have to let me know what you guys think. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I just got it in a couple of days ago. I plan on giving it a whirl here very, very soon. But it's very exciting. You already had the pine needle tea, which has a lot of benefits. I think this is like the pine needle tea exaggerated, or like the
Concentrate.
Concentrate, yeah. So this is a different way of getting the benefits of that pine needle tea with the extract in a tincture. Speaking of tinctures, you got CBD oil tinctures that are absolutely amazing. They taste great. All of the ingredients for the CBD oil products and the hemp products are locally grown on organic Montana farms, which is awesome. So you have the CBD tinctures, you have the CBD oil for pets, Delta 8 R nighttime gummies are fantastic for helping get a good night's sleep. There's a topical cream with CBD infused. It's an arnica salve. You can get that with or without CBD infused. And then there's a lot of other stuff too, like your elderberry tonic to help boost your immune system, fire cider to help clear your sinuses. If you are a tea drinker, check out some of the teas Jolene has to offer. Lots of options there as well. And then, of course, the critter juice, keeping the insects and mosquitoes away. Not the best time of year to spend a lot of time advertising this, unless you're down in Florida or somewhere like that that still has a bunch of bugs. The critter juice is all natural. It smells great. It doesn't leave you feeling oily or gross when you spray it on. And most importantly, it works, and it works really, really well. I'm always so impressed with how well the critter juice keeps the mosquitoes off me. So go check out all these amazing products at earthgardenbotanicals.com. Use promo code 412 for 20% off. You heard that right, 20% off through the end of December. So you have 10 days or 11 days to place your order and get that 20% discount. Come 2024, that discount drops back down to 10%. So this is an awesome opportunity to try the white pine needle extract if you haven't already, because you get that extra discount when you buy it. So take advantage, load up on these amazing products from Jolene over at earthgardenbotanicals.com. So thank you guys for bearing with me through the sponsors, and thank you guys for continuing to support our sponsors, Integral Networks, Earth Garden Botanicals, Diamond Soap Co. They are all absolutely wonderful America First companies. So let's start off today, and I'll just start with this article because that'll be our jumping off point into much of the discussion. Colorado Supreme Court disqualifies Trump from appearing on the primary ballot. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled on Tuesday that former President Donald Trump is ineligible to appear on the state's primary ballot. The extraordinary 4-3 ruling makes Colorado the first and only state to disqualify President Trump from appearing on a state primary ballot. The decision revolved around an interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which bars certain individuals from public office if they have engaged in an insurrection. President Trump has announced he will appeal the decision and denounced it as a partisan attempt to block his White House bid. The Colorado High Court, composed of all Democrat appointees, stayed its ruling until January 4th, 2024, pending any review by the U.S. Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court agrees to review the issue by January 4th, the Colorado Secretary of State will be required to continue to include President Trump on the primary ballot. Otherwise, he will be removed from the primary ballot. Quote, we conclude that because President Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3, it would be a wrongful act under the election code for the secretary to list President Trump as a candidate on the presidential primary ballot, reads the majority opinion. Therefore, the secretary may not list President Trump's name on the 2024 presidential primary ballot, nor may she count any write-in votes cast for him. The order added, as Colorado state law does not permit write-in votes to be counted for ineligible candidates. The ruling reverses a lower court ruling that President Trump was eligible to appear on the ballot because while he did engage in an insurrection on January 6, 2021, the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment does not apply to presidents. The Colorado Supreme Court was unpersuaded by both the lower court and President Trump's arguments that Section 3 did not apply to presidents. Section 3 encompasses the office of the president and someone who has taken an oath as president. On this point, the district court committed reversible error, the order reads. So I'll leave that there. I don't think I need to go too much further. You get the idea. You understand what they did and their reasons anyway for doing it. And I'll just go ahead and read Team Trump's response, and we'll open up for some conversation here, some discussion, if you will, around this news. So here's what Team Trump had to say about this ruling. Unsurprisingly, The all-Democrat appointed Colorado Supreme Court has ruled against President Trump, supporting a Soros-funded left-wing group scheme to interfere in an election on behalf of crooked Joe Biden by removing President Trump's name from the ballot and eliminating the rights of Colorado voters to vote for the candidate of their choice. We have full confidence that the U.S. Supreme Court will quickly rule in our favor and finally put an end to these un-American lawsuits. And there you go. So that is Donald Trump's response. So guys, what was your reaction to seeing the Colorado Supreme Court move in this direction? You had to feel like it was coming from one of these states eventually was going to break through and get this done and force the Supreme Court to act. Go ahead, Pinata.
Desperation.
I mean, it's absolutely desperation.
My comment was, how could a body, I'm paraphrasing, in essence, somebody that has no affiliation to a private entity, making a decision who can be a member or a representative of that entity. And that's exactly when you have somebody, a group petitioning an unaffiliated group to make a decision who gets to be a representative. That's fascism. So you had this party that has nothing to do with the Republican Party going to the Supreme Court of Colorado, which is all Democrat members that have nothing to do with the Republican Party. And as a matter of fact, they are the antagonists to the by party affiliation to the Republican Party, making a decision of who not only can be, in essence, who can be a representative of that party, because that's what the blocking Trump is. And I said this before, is stopping Trump from being right now as the de facto nominee. They're effectively blocking the Republican nominee, not Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Trump, but I'm saying, in essence, you now had the state. This is why I think the Supreme Court is going to shoot it down with extreme prejudice, and they should be. That you are a legal body making a decision without law on the membership of a private party and the representation of that membership being petitioned by the antagonist to that group. And you yourself are the antagonist of that group.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
It is insane. It is.
It's not about Trump. And as a matter of fact, RFK Jr. put out there basically saying, if Trump is prevented from running, the elections will not be accepted and the people will become ungovernable. Damn right.
I saw that too. Yeah, RFK was not happy about this. And
it's nuts.
The irony here is also pretty fantastic, right? You have an establishment, we'll just call it an establishment here, through the media, the Democrats, some of the Republicans, but most of the mainstream, right? Their main thing with that they talk about these days is our democracy, protecting our democracy, the threats to our democracy. I mean, it's the irony of removing, a choice for people to vote for, in the name of democracy is fantastic.
Trump did a whole bunch.
We're so obsessed with democracy, but you're not allowed to vote for this guy. Even if everybody wants to, not in our democracy, you can't. I mean, you can't just like, I don't know how you can look at the way they speak about this and then their actions and not just like have your eyes roll right out of your head. Because it's so
they are literally saying that what happens is strengthening democracy.
Yeah, by removing candidates, removing choices, popular choices, the most popular choice in either party. If you look at the polling, in every national poll right now, right, Donald Trump is crushing it. He's crushing the Republican primary field by ridiculous margins. Why that's still even happening, and why the the GOP hasn't just united behind Trump, given those numbers, is beyond me. And even against Biden, in the head-to-head polls, he's winning every swing state right now. Many of them beyond the margin of error. He's got, even I think on a popular vote level, he's ahead right now, which is insane for a Republican candidate in December, the year before the election. For him to be at this point in the polls is historic. It's unheard of. It's paradigm shifting in a way. For them then to say that this man, who is clearly the people's choice at this moment, is no longer allowed to be on the ballot in the name of democracy or protecting democracy, is so ironic. It's so hypocritical. I don't know if hypocritical is the right word. I think it's just ironic.
The architect of the case, Noah Berkbinder, one of the guys from Crew, he said that we don't feel like this is taking someone's choice away from them, because they had their chance to vote for Donald Trump in 2020. That's what he said, word for word. You had your chance in 2020, and the voters said no. So therefore, we feel we can take them off.
Like we said no. 75 million people of those that they counted said yes.
Yeah, but that's how they're justifying it, at least in his own mind. He's like, well, we gave them a shot, and look what they did with their insurrection on the 20th, on the 6th. Oh, by the way, the state Supreme Court thinks that the peaceful transfer of power occurs on January 6th and not on January 20th.
Yeah, the ignorance is.
And it's not that it's the people's choice. I agree with you, Andres, but it's not that. It's they're taking away the choice, a choice, for no crime committed, based on their opinion, solely on their opinion. No charge, no criminal act was committed, no constitutional challenge was made to the aspect of his guiltiness of insurrection or leading an insurrection or anything. Nothing. So this is why I'm saying this is not. And the sad part is, don't get hung up on Trump. And I don't mean here, for the people. If you ever talk to somebody, don't get hung up on Trump. Don't let them goat you into discussing it's Trump. They have just made the point that they can do it to anybody they don't agree with.
It's the bigger picture. You're right. It's the bigger picture that needs to keep our focus. 100%, I agree.
Because if they can say you committed an insurrection without any evidence, without any charges, without any trial, then they obliterated the multiple amendments to the Constitution of right to trial by jury. And first of all, what decision has a state court to make on a federal level item? None.
Because it's the state elections, right?
It's not the state elections.
I know.
The party's election.
I know. I'm just the people are using that argument that, well, now you guys care about states' rights, or you don't care about states' rights in this case. Like, no. Come on. They're trying to make that argument, TN, that conservatives are like, oh, you were so for states' rights until the state went against something you didn't like. It's like, no, that's a federal law. Of course they have a federal election.
Let alone that it's the Republican primary. I'll stipulate the case of having the argument on the November 5th ballot. I'll stipulate that for the moment, because that is the general election. But the one we're talking about here is the Colorado primary ballot, which is strictly Republican.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So that would be, think about this. If we take it out of this context, that means that the Supreme Court of Colorado just ruled essentially that you cannot be a member of the Kiwanis. You cannot be a member of the Lions Club. You cannot represent the AAA. You cannot represent, because that's exactly what they are.
Yeah, it's completely unconstitutional. That's ridiculous.
Well, let me give you guys a little bit of the kind of logic or the kind of emotional screed that this thing was. This is from their opinion. Unsurprisingly, the crowd at the Ellipse reacted to President Trump's words with calls for violence. Indeed, after President Trump instructed his supporters to march to the Capitol, members of the crowd shouted, "Storm the Capitol, invade the Capitol building, take the Capitol." They said other things, but okay. And then here, check this out. And before he even concluded his speech, President Trump's supporters followed his instructions. Before he had even concluded his speech, Trump's
Yeah,
supporters followed his instructions. And now there's another deceptive thing I want to show you guys. The crowd marched to the Capitol, quickly breached the building, and immediately advanced to the House and Senate chambers to carry out their mission of blocking the certification of the 2020 presidential election. This is what they think, and they're alleging happened. Now, I want to show you guys that there's a reason why I left out this mini carrying Revolutionary War flags and Confederate battle flags, because this is a deceptive thing what they did here, especially even putting it on two different pages, which is just for the sake of argument, just maybe that's just how it fell. But listen to the way this reads. The crowd marched to the Capitol, quickly breached the building. That's false. They didn't march to the Capitol and quickly breach the building. They were out there for an hour. So they have to lie about what actually happened to say that Trump's words were the inciting incident. This is all written by the January 6th Select Committee, the crew people, the Just Security people, all of it. This is not factual. What this right here is not factual.
It's unbelievable that this is a court, like this is what like a judge wrote this. This is
Now, I don't know.
No,
An
this is
activist.
Liz Cheney wrote it.
This is an activist writing this. This is not a judge.
well, I mean, but this is the decision from the Supreme Court. Like this is what they put into the record for their decision.
Yep. And it's all filled with stuff like that.
It's stunning.
With wholly inaccurate stuff.
Absolutely.
Not talking about the merit or any of this, or whether or not, oh, you know what, we have to define this. No. It's just it happened. We disagree. We say it's an insurrection. We assume with the lower court, they got that right. The 14th Amendment does apply to the president. They got that one wrong. It's like it was ridiculous. But here's the kind of argumentation, Tia, for the state rights.
Thinks it's business to weigh in on. What's your first thought about this headed to SCOTUS?
Why do you think the conservatives would overturn Colorado? I mean, woo! States' rights, brother! I mean, isn't that what the conservatives usually... Look, of course, the Supreme Court is going to weigh in and likely overturn the Colorado State Supreme Court's interpretation of Colorado state law, because the conservatives on the Supreme Court, who usually go on and on and on about states' rights, are hypocrites. And they are comfortable being hypocrites, and they will be...
Oh, please stop.
No, that's the kind of argument.
Q-tip. First of all, this is not Colorado law. If they're quoting the 14th Amendment, it's fucking constitutional law.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying this is how desperate they are. And then check this out. This is even another desperate appeal.
Before you play it, it's just that right there is just another perfect example of how little they think of their viewers. Like they know the people that watch and take MSNBC like seriously are completely ignorant to anything remotely looking like reality when it comes to, like Tian said, constitutional law or civics or how this country is supposed to operate. Like they're just throwing these things out there, knowing that it's going to trip people up that view their stuff, because they're so ignorant to the way this stuff actually works. Like that's all that shows to me, is that they have absolutely no respect for the level of knowledge or the intelligence of their viewership when they allow Q-tip to go on there and spew that kind of nonsense with no pushback, no counter argument, no further context. It's pretty incredible. Good, man, you can keep playing it.
Mm-hmm.
He supported insurrection will haunt his candidacy.
Morgan, what do you say to the Republican candidate's argument that this should be the voters should have the say and not the courts?
Why are you standing with Confederates who betrayed this country? And this is what they're standing with, is the spirit of those Confederates rather than the Americans who came together after a long and brutal civil war that was fought to keep the Union together, and clearly saw a threat in ex-Confederates running for office, so much so that they amended the Constitution to prevent those traitors from running for office. That should send a message that our election system, our electoral system, can be used for nefarious purposes against the democracy itself.
She's almost
except for one thing.
Hold on. She's almost as bad as at the teleprompter reading as Joe Biden. I mean, that looked like it was tough. Like she's supposed to be on there looking like she's an expert and talking off like the top of her head, reacting organically in a conversational like way with Mika and Joe there. She's like struggling to read the teleprompter in that segment. Like this whole thing is completely scripted. It's a total fake conversation written out in advance by some kind of twisted screenwriter. I mean, I don't know how people continue to watch this contrived nonsense and take it seriously. Go ahead, Tien.
Well, I mean, the inaccuracies that, first of all, you can argue a whole bunch of different things about the Civil War. The dilemma was the southern states wanted to secede from the Union. So in essence, they wanted to break up they weren't being traitors. They wanted to leave the Union. It's revisionist history that makes him traitor. The other aspect of and I'm coming from outside the country. I wasn't born in the South. I live in Tennessee, but I'm looking at this as objective as I can. It's a divorce that was hostile. Okay? And then for her to say that prevent them from running, if she read the 14th Amendment, it doesn't say they can't run. It says they cannot hold office.
Right.
That's two different things.
Very different things.
Because if you can't run, what if you run and lose? So they just prevented you from running at all. They could make it, like I said, you can make an argument on the general election. You can make an argument on January 6th and January 20th. January 6th for the electoral ballots and January 20th from actually taking the oath and the transition of power. But from running is what she quotes, and I challenge her to find that in the 14th Amendment. Doesn't say that.
Right.
But again, it goes back to your point about the ignorance of the individuals.
They're preying on it. They're absolutely preying on it. They're emotionally manipulating viewers, and they're able to do that because they are counting on the viewership not having a solid understanding of how this country's government is supposed to be run, the checks and balances, what its role is truly supposed to be in our lives, any of it. People are so ignorant to it, and they prey on that. They prey on it, and then we haven't watched any Hitler clips yet today, but then they use like the Hitler Mussolini fascism.
Yeah, but they won't show you Biden in front of Centennial Hall, will they?
It doesn't matter. The point is that they know how to get you into a place of emotional rage, and then you're not thinking about civics or what's actually right or wrong from our founding documents and whatnot. All you see is Hitler and Mussolini, fascism, blah 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 blah. They put people in a very vulnerable space mentally. Those that aren't able to see outside,
that are ignorant,
matrix code a little bit,
that are ignorant.
At this
point, they're ignorant.
100%. It is ignorance. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're preying on the ignorance of the viewer. And you could do a whole show as to why people are so ignorant, how our educational system has been captured, how civics has been taken out of the classroom. Q said it best, you've forgotten how to play the game. Well, these people know that you don't know how to play the game, so they're giving you a faulty rule book and convincing you
And they're adding to it, by the way. So let me get to this next thing here.
This is something that we've never grappled with before as a nation, Poppy. So there's not a lot of case law on this. He'll probably be challenged again if he wins the nomination, and he could even be challenged if he wins the election, but before his inauguration.
So they're adding to it. They're going to say, yeah, even if he wins, we're still going to say that he's an insurrectionist.
And like I said, that'll stipulate that aspect of it, but it still boils down to saying, show me the evidence where he's charged. Now, here's the interesting thing. The only thing that Trump has been, let's say, indicted for on a political front for January 6th was an impeachment that did not go through the impeachment process through the House and all that. They just rammed it through, had the vote in the Senate, and it failed in the Senate. That's why you had Raskin going around saying, well, the majority of the senators, a majority of the senators, but it doesn't require a majority, it requires 2/3.
Yep.
And it failed. So there's nothing at all pinning insurrection, inciting or otherwise, on Trump. And then Roy Stoizenbone says for me to read the fifth section of the 14th Amendment. Congress shall have the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. There are no legislations related to this. No state has any power. The only one that has any power is Congress. And by that means the House and the Senate, because it's not the House, although the left would like you to think that the House is Congress.
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. They're really pushing for it to go to blows.
Before you go to the next clip, I just want to quickly remind all of our friends on Rumble, DLive, CloudHub, and Odyssey to make sure that you find your way over to pilled.net. We will be going exclusively to pilled.net in about 10 minutes. So we'll be turning off all of those platforms I just mentioned. Pilled.net is the exclusive and only place to watch the second half of this show, and it's the true home of free speech online. So if you haven't gotten familiar, if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you give it a go. It's a great platform with great features, a great community around it, and we're really proud and happy to be a member of that family over there. The link is in the video description beneath the Rumble chat for those of you that need help finding it. And I'll go ahead and throw it in the DLive chat as well here in the next couple of minutes to help you guys locate the show over here and hopefully continue hanging out with us in the second half. I just wanted to give everybody like a little 10-minute warning that we're going to be doing that. Go ahead, Pinata. I know you got more for us here.
So this is where you have actual dissent. So you actually have people playing like, hey, this is not a good idea. This we actually shouldn't be doing this, and it's from so you actually have an actual discussion from these people in a back and forth on CNN.
Marshall Cohen, thank you.
Joining us now to discuss, CNN senior political analyst John Avlon, CNN political analyst and historian Leah Wright-Rigueur, and CNN senior legal analyst Ellie Honig. I want to drill into the legal pieces of this in a moment, but to start, to Marshall's point, there's not a lot of case law here. I don't think there's any. To some degree.
Actually, she kind of parrots what the other person said. So let's just we'll skip to the actual back and forth here.
A finding of fact that the
American public.
No, the real question here, Ellie, also is this is a procedural decision. The district court already said a finding of fact that the former president engaged in an insurrection. Right. But this court is taking it one step further.
And they also last week said that Santa Claus is real. That doesn't make it doesn't make it an insurrection. I was thinking
that was the interesting part. It was part of the opinion. The ruling is what mattered, and the ruling was the final order was put him on the ballot. The rest of it was all opinion.
Yep. But
they keep
thinking,
just opinion.
But I just like how they say, oh well, see you guys, they're all nodding along, like yeah, it said he was took part in the insurrection, and they're just nodding along. It's like yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Does that mean that it's true?
And
Do
reading
you notice how she said a finding of fact?
Yep.
She used that word to make it like it was legitimate.
100%. The word magic is always strong with these people. They know exactly how to spew a bunch of nonsense, lies, but they do it in a way that makes them sound legitimate and informed. And that was a perfect example of finding a fact. They complete. If you read that, even just the small segment that Pinata put up on the screen about, I don't know, what, 15 minutes ago or so, 20 minutes ago or so, and you read that, it was all there was no fact there. There was blatant lies, right? But then because it's a Supreme Court in Colorado that came down with this ruling, now it's a fact. They're how do you say it? They're leveraging the perception of credibility of a courtroom as if like these judges are infallible to then say like this is 100% fact and you need to believe it no matter what. It's just another example of corruption in the government, teaming up with the corrupt media to work together to completely distort your sense of reality and what's really happening. But go ahead, Pinata, keep playing.
A way that no court has so far.
Yeah, and here's where I think the problem comes in with the ruling we got from the Colorado Supreme Court yesterday. Even if we take it as a given that Donald Trump engaged in an insurrection, and I'm willing to sign on to that given all the facts, I think quite clearly, we still don't know, even as we sit here right now, we don't know how this works. We don't know who gets to decide whether a person engaged in insurrection. We didn't know 100 years ago. We didn't know yesterday. We don't know now. The problem is the Constitution tells us how we're supposed to know. The 14th Amendment says, Section 5, Congress is supposed to pass laws telling us how this works. Congress has not done that. And so what Colorado did is they sort of made up this procedure. They had this quasi-hearing over 5 days. And now the Supreme Court of Colorado, by a 4-3 margin, is saying, good enough, he's out. That is a violation of due process. And that is why I think that this ruling from the Colorado Supreme Court is going to be struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Avalon, I want you to respond, but we'll get to 3 of the justices on the court dissented because of due process concerns.
Well, but also because there have been a lot of roadblocks in this effort based on a lot of people finding technicalities.
You mean the facts?
The Constitution says...
You mean like they read the Section 3? They read it. They actually didn't use ellipses. They actually read it and understood it.
What it
Notice
says.
when they put up the Constitution, the ellipses, they skipped the enumeration of the offices.
Yep, exactly. And in the document, TN, they purposely have an entire section that says clearly when they said officer of the United States, they mean office of the United States. Like they're literally taking the R off the end of office.
Yeah, it's like capital S and capital and lowercase s. Yeah, but this is even worse, right? They changed the word.
Colorado Supreme Court decided that the Constitution still matters and it applies to Donald Trump. The 14th Amendment, Section 3 specifically says, we had the language up there, that no person who took an oath to uphold the Constitution and engages in insurrection or rebellion or gives aid or comfort to said insurrection or rebellion is eligible.
Oh, look how confident he is, putting emphasis there.
To hold any office. That's the language. Any office, civil or federal. And people can parse, well, was it anticipated to be under a president? I know if you read the articles, the debates around the ratification, senators at that time are saying this is also forward-looking. This is not just about the Confederacy and the U.S. Civil War. I take Ali's points. He and I have had a long, vigorous disagreement about the application of this. But the Constitution exists for a reason. And if people keep looking for loopholes to excuse Donald Trump for accountability against the Constitution,
they are literally looking for the loopholes in this argument. That's hilarious.
That's
projection.
where you reap the whirlwind. This is not partisan. This is about applying historic principles.
Due process is not a loophole. Due process is in Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. By the way, when Donald Trump lost dozens of his election suits in 2020, what did Donald Trump's people say? Oh, those are technicalities. Those are loopholes. Those matter. due process matters. We can't just throw it out.
But this is not. I respectfully, respectfully, I don't think this is an issue of due process. This is an issue about whether Donald Trump engaged in an insurrection and whether, therefore, the constitutional remedy for that applies. And I think people are going to put all sorts of partisan spin on the ball, and I'd encourage them not to. Shouldn't cheerlead this from the left, and you shouldn't deny it from the right. If you believe,
which is what you're doing, because the due process, it's not about due process. Well, due process is trying them and finding them guilty, not making it up and say you are because I said so.
Now notice the whole when Ellie Honig over here, he said that there's due process, and he brought up Trump's cases, and then even though he had the opinion that they ignored the due process there in order to potentially do something illegal with either the alternative electors or whatever else he thinks Trump is guilty of from Jack Smith, right? He still, I can tell by the way he framed that he still has a negative opinion of Trump, but still is able to see through this. And I don't know how you hold that in your head along with this at the same time. I just don't know.
Any originalist on the court would say, well, the text of the Constitution matters and states' rights matters with regard to Colorado. Listen to Judge Ludick. Read the 74-page document by the two Federalist Society jurists, legal scholars, who went into this impartially and said, you know what?
They're not impartial.
Does apply when you look at the full context.
Or look at the 6 other states that have rejected this. I'll just put it this way. If you had gotten 100 brilliant lawyers, scholars, historians a week ago, 2 years ago, and said, how does impeachment work? Everyone would have given you the same answer. We have a process for that. The House votes by a majority, then the Senate votes, has a trial, votes by 2/3. You got that same group together 2 years ago and says, how does the 14th Amendment work? You'd hear 100 different answers. That's why this is a due process problem.
So just one thing, though. I think it's worth pointing out, though, that even as we have these debates and even as we, trying to think about, is this a question of, the Constitution is a due process? The real question is, what is the Supreme Court going to do with this when they take this up? Because they inevitably will take it up. And the question is, when will they take it up? What will they say? And how does that fall? And so I want us to perhaps think about...
So you just inserted yourself and pulled out that word salad out of your ass just to derail it? Anyway, I think that's it.
Damn. Well,
hang on. Let me jump in and sound real smart for a second. And no, you didn't say anything. You said nothing.
It's unbelievable, man. So Vivek has come out, and actually, you know what? I'm going to tease this. Vivek has done something very interesting, and he's challenging the other candidates to do it as well. We'll talk about that on the other side of a quick break. We go exclusively to pilled.net. So please find your way over, guys. Again, Rumble, you guys are our biggest audience outside of Pilled. So please, if you're watching on Rumble, just scroll down beneath the chat. Click on one of the links there. First link is for people that want to sign up that haven't already created a Pilled account. It'll help you welcome onto the page and kind of walk you through getting into the chat. If you're already familiar, already have an account, or just want to lurk and don't really care to chat, that second link that says current Pilled users, click here. That one is going to drop you directly into the live stream. I'm going to put it into the live chats as well. Again, I'll put it on DLive and Rumble for you all. But it's pilled.net. You guys know the channel is 412 Productions. We got another hour to go, and I hope you will all join us for it over in the home of free speech, pilled.net. We'll be right back, everybody.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pilled.net. Free speech lives here.
All right. Thank you guys for sticking with us. One last opportunity for all of you guys watching across our other platforms to jump on over for the second half of today's show. The link is in the Rumble description, and I put it in the D Live and Rumble chats as well. Again, pilled.net. The channel is 412 Productions. Come spend the 5 o'clock hour with us over there. If not, no worries. We'll be back tomorrow with Taking It Back, featuring Frankie Val of the Quite Frankly Show, Zach Payne of redpill78news.com, and yours truly here. And then we'll wrap up the week on Friday. Have some fun on Friday. But please jump on over. We've got more work to do today, and I hope to see you guys over there. So let me go ahead and turn these off, say goodbye to D Live, say goodbye to Twitter and Rumble,